In a world where robots have taken over 670,000 U.S. jobs in just a decade and are poised to automate half of all jobs in the next 20 years, we're left pondering. Are we marching towards a future of leisure or a jobless dystopia? Is it truly game over for human employment? As we sail through the ever-evolving ocean of technology, it's fascinating to see how automation has journeyed from its humble beginnings to the sophisticated state it's in today. Picture this. Once upon a time, during the early days of the Industrial Revolution, clunky machines began to replace manual labor in factories. These mechanical marvels were the ancestors of today's automation, signaling the first major shift in our work. Fast forward to our present world, you'll find automation almost everywhere, often in places you'd least expect. Take, for instance, the grocery store around your corner. Remember the last time you zipped through the self-checkout? That's automation in action, making your shopping trip quicker and, let's admit, a bit more fun. And it's not just on land, even our highways are getting a taste of this technological wave. Think about the latest cars with autopilot features. They're like co-pilots on the road, only they're robots. Now, let's add a bit of drama to the mix, literally. Theaters, known for their human-driven performances, also embrace this robotic revolution. Have you heard of Robothespian? It's a robot that acts, talks, and even sings. This isn't just a fancy toy, it's a glimpse into how diverse the capabilities of robots have become. Imagine a robot performing Singing in the Rain. It's happening, and as incredible as it sounds.
Been acting awful tough lately, smoking a lot of cigarettes lately.
Theatrical robots like Robothespian are perfect examples of how automation isn't just about replacing human tasks, it's about enhancing experiences in ways we never thought possible. From the cogs of early industrial machines to the high-tech robots sharing our stages, the tide of automation has certainly brought waves of change, each more fascinating than the last.
How many of you have thought about how artificial intelligence is going to impact your career choices?
When we chat about the impact of robots on jobs, it's like opening a Pandora's box of worries and what-ifs. It's a mix of hard facts and a dash of human concern. Let's dive into some numbers first. From 1990 to 2007, studies show that the U.S. waved goodbye to around 670,000 jobs due to automation. That's a big number, right? And it gets even more eye-opening.
The level of AI technological progress that we could expect 5 years from now is basically unimaginable.
Will we still hire graphic designers when AI can generate images in seconds? Will we still need as many lawyers if AI can draft basic contracts? And where do journalists like me fit in if AI can sum up a news story and even present it?
Projections suggest that in the next couple of decades, nearly half of all jobs in the U.S. might be at risk of automation. Now, which jobs are shaking in their boots the most? Think about sectors like transportation, logistics, and administrative support, places where tasks are often repetitive and predictable. These are the prime targets for our robot friends. Not everything about us humans can be bottled up into an algorithm. Jobs that need a sprinkle of empathy, a touch of compassion, or that creative spark, think teachers, nurses, and artists, have a certain human edge that robots just can't mimic. At least, not yet. So while the fear of robots taking over is real and backed by some daunting stats, there's still a silver lining. Our uniquely human qualities ensure that some jobs always have a humans-only sign on the door. It's easy to get caught up in the doom and gloom of robots taking over jobs, but let's flip the coin and look at the brighter side. History has a neat way of showing us that new opportunities pop up with every major technological shift. Remember when automobiles first hit the roads, nudging out the railroad industry? Sure, it was a bumpy ride for a bit, but then new jobs revved up in car manufacturing, road construction, and even tourism. It's a similar story with automation. As robots and AI become more common, they're not just gobbling up jobs, they're cooking up new ones too. We're talking about roles in IT to keep these systems running smoothly, customer service positions to bridge the human-robot interaction, and advanced manufacturing jobs that didn't even exist a decade ago. But here's the catch. To grab these opportunities, we must keep our skills sharp and in tune with the times. It's like updating your phone. You've got to update your skill set to stay relevant. This means retraining and continuous learning are more crucial than ever. So while robots might be changing the game, they're also setting the stage for new players and new roles, as long as we're ready to learn the rules. We're at a crossroads in a world where robots have taken over 670,000 US jobs in just a decade and are on track to automate nearly half of all jobs in the next 20 years. Automation is becoming a daily reality, from grocery store self-checkouts to theatrical robots like Robo-Thespian. But as we embrace this tech-savvy future, one burning question remains. Are we stepping into an era of unparalleled efficiency and leisure, or are we edging towards a jobless dystopia? Is it really game over for human employment, or just the beginning of a new, uncharted coexistence with our robotic counterparts?
I wouldn't worry about the sort of putting people out of a job thing. I think we're actually going to have, and already do have, a massive shortage of labor. So I think we will have not people out of work, but actually still a shortage of labor even in the future.
Talking about robots in the workplace is not always a tale of us versus them. It's more about how we can adapt and find a middle ground. Think of it this way. Automation reshapes job roles, not necessarily swiping them off the board. It's like adding a new member to the team who takes care of the mundane tasks, letting humans focus on the more creative or complex parts. But here's the tricky bit. This shift can feel like a tightrope walk over a widening income inequality gap for those in lower-skilled jobs. The key? Making skill training accessible to everyone. It's like giving everyone the right tools to build their own bridge across this gap. And let's not forget the potential perks for our work-life balance. Imagine a world where robots handle the time-consuming tasks, freeing us up to enjoy more family time, pursue hobbies, or just relax. Reduced work hours and less stress? Now that's a future worth tuning our skills for. So while robots might change the workplace landscape, it's not about competing for space. It's about learning how to dance in the rain of automation, finding ways to coexist, adapt, and thrive. When we peek into the crystal ball of automation's future, it blends immediate jitters and long-term excitement. In the short run, there's a bit of nail-biting about robots stepping into jobs traditionally held by humans. But if we zoom out and look at the bigger picture, the long term could be packed with potential perks. Imagine robots in roles like manufacturing and taking on tasks in high-skill areas. We could see robotic healthcare assistants offering precision in surgeries or care. Journalism might have AI helpers digging through massive amounts of data to uncover stories. Even the legal world could see AI analyzing case law at superhuman speeds. But, and it's a big but, all this cool stuff means we need to overhaul our economic playbook seriously. As robots and AI become more intertwined in our work lives, we must rethink how we structure jobs, income, and even education. It's like building a new highway system for a world where cars drive themselves. Exciting, a bit daunting, but definitely necessary. So while the future landscape of automation is filled with unknowns, one thing's for sure. It will be a fascinating ride, and we'll need to buckle up and adapt as we go along. Comment down below which topic you would like us to cover next. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.